Doing something? Hello.
What, sir?
Huh. My question to you was that how we can recycle, how recycling of paper will help the nature.
There would be less cutting of trees.
Exactly. Okay, we won't be required to cut that much of trees then. Very good. Okay, now. So do let me know with. Okay, I'm not visible right now. No? Am I visible now? Yeah, am I visible in the class, by the way? Hmm.
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Okay. So we know that paper and paper products are being used by us in our almost every aspects of life, right now. So many of us would be like even starting our days with the help of paper products. For example, we might be taking coffee in a paper cup right now, or you might be using tissue papers, right? Like the kids, you see, they would be drawing, making drawings in paper. We would be doing our office works, our class works in the paper. So in every sphere of life, we are using paper, right? Now, if you were to talk about different countries now, it's the United States that produces the most amount of paper waste. In the year 2018 alone, the United States of America had um, in the year 2018 they had created almost it's somewhere around 68 million tons of paper waste were being produced by them. Just imagine how much of paper waste was being produced by United States of America. Yeah, and you know that this 68 million ton of paper waste in the year 2018 that was being produced by United States of America, this alone accounted for 23% of the total municipal solid waste generation in during that year. Waste is also of different type, solid waste, liquid waste, like that. So out of 100%, 23% of the solid waste was this paper waste. Getting it, Nabu? So this problem is serious. People need to adopt measures in order to recycle the paper. Right now. So talking about like what type of papers can recycle, in fact, every kind of paper can be recycled. Whether it's the envelopes, whether these are the newspaper, whether it's the magazine, whether you have catalog, whether the phone books, every type of paper can be recycled. Talking about what were the steps involved in the recycling of paper. Yesterday we did talked about this. Like first of all, the paper has to be collected. Getting it now. The first step of paper recycling started from collection of the paper. So all type of paper will be collected in a bin, and then thereby it will be sent to a paper mill. Right now. Now there are some contaminated papers also. No? Like for example, there are some paper which is oily. There is oil in it, or there are some paper in which there are some harmful chemicals. So will it be fit to recycle that type of paper? Hello.
Yes.
Huh. Not all type of paper can be recycled. For example, if there are some paper like oily paper, uh, or there are some harmful chemicals in the paper, so those type of papers cannot be recycled, right? So it's a no for them. But some good papers which does not consist of any toxic material in it or oil in it or like grease in it, thereby those type of papers can be recycled. So then it will be collected and then transported to the nearest wherever the paper mill is, right? Okay, one thing needs to be taken care of, that they should be put in a proper bin. No other liquid waste should be put in that. Okay, now. So then paper will be taken to the paper mill, and they it will be now sorted as per their size, as per their color. They will be sorted into different containers. Later on, then they will be shredded. Step 2, we discussed that it is basically transportation. In the step 3 now, they will be shredding the paper. Shredding means cutting it into very tiny pieces. Shredding it, then in step number 4, they will be pulping it, adding water to it, making a pulp. Okay, now. Then later on, is your body there or not? Hello, am I audible to you? Later on, in step number 5, the process of de-inking is done. De-inking is what? Like, once you would have removed different type of contaminants from the pulp now. आपने pulp से सभी contaminants को unwanted materials you have removed it with the help of some chemicals आपने remove कर लिया. ठीक है ना? Now later on you will be de-inking it. De-inking is basically what? Thereby basically the pulp will be put into a large tank, and thereby some chemicals will be added into it now. And this chemicals will be helping to remove the ink from this pulp. So thereby paper now becomes more pure, right? And becomes whitish. Getting it, Abu? Paper becomes more pure and whitish. Step number 6 involves drying out. Okay, na? Before that, na, like if you want to add any particular color to the paper, that can also be done. One can dye it also. So dye can be added during the process. Later on, the pulp will now be spread onto a mesh, as we know. It will be spread onto a mesh, and then finally it will be left for the process of drying. So that is the final step in the process of recycling paper. So hope that is clear. In fact, we did discuss that yesterday also. Let's continue from here. How plastic has been very hazardous for not just for the human health, but for health of marine animals also. Right now. So talking about this, you know that the plastic problem has been increasing day by day, right? So we all need to take up measures in order to control this problem. huh? So see, a huge amount of plastic is thrown away carelessly on the street and in water bodies as well. So in result, what happens? It will cause several problems. Due to this, several problems happen. Look at this image. Here you can see that cows are consuming plastic waste, right? They are consuming the plastic waste, and ultimately what happens? They will die because of this. Mm. So there are several problems that will happen due to accumulation of plastic in the environment. Can you name some of the problems? Hello. Yes, Subbu, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Now you're audible.
Okay, earlier I was not audible. Earlier I was not audible.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
You're not audible.
okay, okay. I think from my side, I think the connection is correct. I don't think I'm having a network issue. Please see if your network is stable or not. Okay, now
Just
see.
like
Mhm. Okay. So there is two aspect of plastic. One is boon and one is curse. ये हमारे useful हमारे use में भी आता है, but ये हमारे लिए problems भी create करता है. So we will be discussing both aspect of it. How it is boon and how it is curse. Okay, now. So we'll understand both the points over here. So talking about boon, we know that plastic is being used by the humans to manufacture many products. It is used to make many materials. For example, in order to carry vegetables, you need a carrying bag that is made up of polythenes. Right now, so plastic is used by humans for various purposes. Since it is light in in weight and durable as compared to metal items, it is more durable ना metals में तो rust लग जाता है, metals corrode होते हैं, but it will not corrode, so thereby this will be used by the humans. What are some examples? You have so many examples like the polythene bags, chair, toys, right now, etc. Now talking about how it has been a curse. You know that when you throw away the when we throw away the plastic bags carelessly on the road, it ends up in the drain. It ends up in the drain, and thereby it can block the drain. So as a result, the drain water will be spilled on the road. Now the drain water will accumulate, and then it will be spilled on the road. Now certain flies will be will grow on that in the drain water, and that will spread disease. Also, as in this image, we saw that these stray cows, they are eating the plastic bags, right? So actually, there will be some food material on the plastic, on this polythene. So when they will be licking that food out of it, now they will be eating that plastic along it also, right? So that is one problem of it. Then you see burning is also releasing so many toxic gases into the environment. Right now, Abu? Okay, now. Also, like you might must have heard of like certain plastics are like use and throw. Yeah? When you travel, then you the bottle in which you get the water, so that bottle should not be reused, but people keep on reusing that water bottle as well. But that is just use and throw kind of plastic. Once it is used, then the next time it shouldn't be used. So recycling, using recycling plastics is also not good in that way, I'm saying. Okay, no, for those type of plastics. So first thing we would note that burning plastics releases toxic gases. So this will lead to health problems. Second thing we know that stray animals like cows, or dogs, etc. They feed on garbage many times. They feed on garbages and often eat the plastic bags. You must have observed plastic bags. In return, eventually, their digestive system will be clogged. It will be blocked, and thereby they will also die eventually. Right. Second thing we know, like it will polythene polythene chokes the drain. So thereby that it will be choking the drain. So thereby water will spill out of it. Water spill on road. Hence that will attract flies. So the same fly will be feeding on that dirty water, and that same fly would be sitting on the food also, right now. So that will spread disease. Okay, attract flies like mosquitoes, house fly. So hope that is clear. Any questions in it, please to let me know. So although, yes, Abu, hello.
Yes, sir.
So I was saying, are there any questions in it?
No.
So basically, we saw, although plastics seem to be very convenient, like we can store different type of food items in it now, but actually storing food items in plastic isn't a very good idea because it can be very harmful for our health. Huh? Also, the problem no becomes worse when dirty and thrown away plastic bags are reused. Many times people would be reusing the dirty plastic bags. You must have seen uh, here particularly I have seen people would be purchasing certain food items from the market in the plastic in the polythenes now, and then that they will be reusing that polythene bags to keep something else in it right now. So merely they will be dusting it, they will be washing it with water. So, but that doesn't make it harmful. Still it is harmful, right? And then upon burning we know that plastic will be giving out so many toxic gases into the environment right now. So that can cause so many problems. In fact, the problem can be so serious that burning of it now can lead to health problems like cancer also. Getting it above. This can also lead to cancer in humans, right? So hope that is clear. Okay. So we just saw like plastic, which is like it, it is while very harmful for the environment, but it is has become an indispensable part of our daily lives. We can't remove it completely. हम अपनी life से remove नहीं कर सकते completely, right now. So it has been become very difficult for us to remove to completely boycott the use of plastics. But what we can do, we can minimize the use of the plastics, right? So considering all those points in mind, nowadays you have the concept of bioplastics. Have you heard of bioplastics, by the way? Yes.
No.
Hello. Okay. So nowadays now you would be having this concept of bioplastics. So why what are bioplastics? Notice the term bio in it. There is term bio in it. Wherever bio is written, it is related to life. Okay. So in order to counter the problem of plastics, so nowadays we have created some environment friendly version of plastics जो biodegradable items से बने होते हैं. For example, uh, it will be made up of like vegetable fats. Vegetable जो fats होते हैं, using that it can be made using oil, and other type of food waste can be used to make this. Have a look at the images over here. See this images over here. See the paper cups over here. Huh? See the paper tray, paper spoon here. These are examples of bioplastics. And you know कि bioplastics, if it were to be left in the environment, अगर इसे हमने environment में open leave कर दिया, okay ना, for example if you were to leave in the on the ground, so it will in a matter of 3 to 6 months ना ये completely decompose हो जाता है, right? But plastics, what we know कि plastics will take almost more than 100 years. It will take several hundred years in order to be um, in order to decompose. Getting this thing or not? So that's why we have the concept of bioplastics. Getting this thing or not? Huh? So bioplastics are what? They are plant-based materials also, ना? As we know कि ये कहाँ से produce हो रहे हैं? You are using vegetable oils, vegetable fats. You are using oils in it now. You would be using several waste food products in order to make it. So this is basically a plastic that is made from natural resources. So since this bioplastics are plant-based products, so the consumption of it's being said like the consumption of petroleum for the production of plastics is expected to decrease. Do you know that plastics, in order to make plastics, the raw product is petroleum? Plastics हम petroleum से बनाते हैं. Do you know that? Yes, Abu? Hello.
Yes.
So basically, when petroleum is dug out from the earth now, so it has to go through the process of fractional distillation. Fractional distillation होता है petroleum का. Look, when the crude oil is taken out from the ground, जब petroleum अपने raw form में होता है, जब वो clean नहीं होता है, जब उसे हम purify नहीं करते हैं, so it has to be refined. जब हम refining करते हैं पेट्रोल की, so thereby you obtain several products from the petrol. For example, paraffin wax, vaseline, kerosene oil, diesel, petrol, that is gasoline, different type of lubricants. All of these are extracted after the refining of petrol, and one of the product obtained from the refining of petrol is petrochemicals. What did I say? Petrochemicals. So using petrochemicals, use using this, plastics are made. Hope you got this. So since we are majorly dependent upon the petrochemicals obtained from the refining of petrol, so hence once we like right now we are using bioplastics also. So in the next few years now, like in next few years, our dependency on petroleum will decrease almost by 15 to 20%. Did you got this thing or not? Please do let me know. Hello.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, so let me just write few important points, then we will move to the next point. So these type of plastics have emerged as the most environment friendly type of plastics, and they are made from natural products, like it could be vegetable fats. No, vegetable fats can be used in it. We can use oil. Okay, apart from that, we can be using waste food materials also. Waste food can be used. So using that, bioplastics can be. Time it takes to decompose. Time taken to fully decompose. Somewhere between 3 to 6 months time is taken for this type of plastics to be decomposed, right? However, one important thing should be noted that even the bioplastics are not the best solution. Okay, no, it's not the best solution, but for the time being, we can be using it. And in few years now, the dependency on petroleum to obtain plastics will be reduced by 15 to 20%. Why? Because now we are developing bioplastics. So there's no need to be developing the plastics, but still plastics are being made because making of bioplastics is somewhat um, more expensive than making the normal plastics. But still, right now we have been doing progress in this thing also. Right now we have been manufacturing bioplastics, and it is speculated that in the next few years the dependency um, on petroleum, where we are using petrochemicals in order to make plastic, will decrease by 15 to 20%. So the important thing we get to know about bioplastics are what, like they are said to be more environment friendly. Second thing is that they are, as compared to other type of plastics, they are more sustainable. Okay, no, and it can be renewed also. So renewable also, renewed also. So basically, it can be sent back to the plastic processing mill where it can be again turned into the bioplastic. So hope that is clearing your doubt. One way to look at it is also that now uh, bioplastics are bioplastics are reducing the use of petroleum in order to make the plastics. Right. So these were the advantages of it. So hope that clears it out. If any question, please let me know. Next thing we would be understanding about the concept of the 3 R's. Basically, the reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay. So we know that reduce, reuse, and recycling, basically all of them is meant at uh, reducing the harm caused by the plastic to the environment, right? So after having learned about the ills of using plastic, what type of harms it can cause to the environment, it is a responsibility of every one of us to follow the 3R principle. Reduce the use of plastic. Okay, not just plastics, we should be thinking out of the box, and we should be considering reusing other materials also. And here reuse basically refers, like if say you are having a plastic box, for example, plastic container is there right now. So suppose that you no longer want to use it. So suppose now you were using it to put some flowers in it, for example. Okay, now you were using it to put some flowers in it. So now it has become old, for example. You don't want to use it any longer. So you can reuse it for some other purpose. You can make it a flower pot. You can some plant some flower in it, or plant something in it. So thereby you can reuse it now. Or if not, you can basically sell it to the contractor. Okay, the one who purchases the old plastics materials. So thereby you can recycle it again, right? So thereby one should be applying this environment friendly practices, which will be benefiting every one of us, right? So this concept should be applied. This should be applied wherever possible. And recycling paper and whatever other type recycling paper should also be done. Right now, paper should also be recycled. Okay, and in many places, paper should be used as alternative for plastics. For example, you have the example of polythene bags. So thereby, one should be carrying the bags made up of jute or the clothes, right now. So thereby you can avoid the use of polythene bags. One should properly dispose the plastic and polythene bags, right? One should not burn it in order to get rid of it. Okay, now, for example, if you are required to store the vegetables, especially you shouldn't be storing that in plastic bags. Okay. Also, you should buy those type of notebooks that are made up of recycled paper as much as possible. Getting it, Tabu? So these are the general things which we can do, right? So if I were to summarize it, we can adopt several measures in order to we can have several eco-friendly approaches in our life. For example, we should um, adopt the use of recycled paper. We should do vermicomposting in order to use the biodegradable waste in a very efficient manner. So this will not only help us to reduce the waste that we are producing, but also that will be adding a value. It will not become a value addition to the soil. huh? The biodegradable waste that we throw away, we should be in fact using it to do vermicomposting. So in fact, that will be adding value to the garden, to the soil, and it will be helping in the nourishment of the crops there. Okay, no? So that is the thing. Now, the next thing is that uh, how do we manage it? All the waste that we are producing here on Earth, how basically we are managing it? So when we are managing waste now, first of all, we have to classify them as in different categories. Management of waste. We already studied like waste are of basically two type: biodegradable waste and the non-biodegradable waste. Further, you have different states of waste also, like you have solid waste, right? Now you have liquid waste. So if I were to talk about the solid waste management, huh? How the solid waste are managed. Look, mainly there are four categories of solid waste. Solid waste management. So the management here basically means that you will be um, collecting different type of solid waste in different containers, and then thereby you will be recycling it. You will be sending it to the recycling unit. Okay. So see, the process involves like this. You will be having different containers, like you will be having a container of paper. You will be having another container that will be consisting of glass waste in it. You will be having another container that will be consisting of like organic waste in it. Organic waste basically refers to biodegradable waste. And then you will be collecting some plastic waste as well. So say you have got four such containers, right? Now further we will classify them as follows. We will see which one of them are very hazardous and which one of them are coming under the category of non-hazardous waste. So according to that, further it will be um, segregated, right now. So there are several waste management organizations also in the city, right? So they will be collecting up the waste right now. And when the waste, normally what we get to see that heaps of waste will be collected, and then thereby that can become a problem for the environment and for the public also, right now. So that is also one of the thing here, right? So right now we were talking about solid waste management. That solid waste management basically is the process of collection of the solid waste. It will be further treated, okay, not? And then for example, if it is hazardous, then it will be made non-hazardous. Hazardous means something that causes harm to the nature or to the human being as well. So it will be collected, it will be treated, and then it will be disposed, right now. So solid waste can be classified as follows. You have the paper, you have the glass, you have the organic waste, or you have the plastics. So hope that is clear. Okay. So here basically the chapter completes. Okay now. If there's any question in the chapter, please do let me know. Yes, Abu. Are there any questions? Please do let me know.
No.
Okay. So do one thing. Let's take question from NCERT then. Okay now. So open your book, open your NCERT book, and see if you have any doubts in any question. Yes. Are there any doubts? Okay. So answer some of the questions to me. Okay, we still have few minutes left. So answer this to me like, is it better to use compost as compared to fertilizers, as compared to chemical fertilizers? Is it better to use the compost? Or if yes, why? If no, why? Yes. The question is that, is it better to use compost instead of the chemical fertilizers? If yes, why? Or if no, why? Hello. Yes, sir. Are you getting the question or not?
Yes.
So why it is better?
Sorry, can you repeat?
So the question is that, is using compost better than using chemical fertilizers? If yes, why?
Because
Mhm.
the the natural fertilizer, it would be natural.
It will be natural. Obviously, it will be natural. That is one of the obvious reason for it. Just give me a minute. It will be natural. That is one of the reason. Also, you know that compost consists of bacteria in it also. Right? It consists of several type of microorganisms in it also. Right? And since it is not consisting of some chemicals in it, so thereby it will not be harming the crop. That is one of the thing. Second thing, there will be certain good bacteria present in the compost that will in fact increase the fertility of the soil and will be friendly to the plant. It will not be harming the plant, so in that manner it is good. Yeah. Okay. So like, to answer one more question to me, like, answer this to me, like, which type of earthworms you would be using for vermicomposting?